Hey everyone, this is Colin, and in today's video I'm going to review the Gotrax GXL V2. I'm going to unbox it, assemble it, go over the different functions, test ride it, and then give you a review. I'm not going to bore you with specs or pricing. You can read that in the description section below. Please like this video if you found it helpful. Please leave a comment if you have any questions, or if you are looking to get this scooter, or if you have the scooter. And as always, please feel free to subscribe to see more videos like this. Without further ado, let's just get this thing unboxed. This is the contents inside, and I'll put them out on the table. This was everything inside the box. We have the charger, we have a bag. The bag actually comes with 2 screws, the Allen key, and then the tire inflator extension. We have the manual. For the manual, you can pause at any time to see this in more detail. We'll take the pieces of foam off. Interesting, the stem comes disconnected. Take it out of the bag. This is the handlebar and instructions on how to assemble the handlebar. So in order to install the stem, we'll use our Allen key to loosen these screws. We'll take this cap off. Looking on the inside of the handlebar, we have a few pins. And then on the inside of the tube, this is where the pins connect to. Taking the brake lever and squeezing it, we're going to take this end of the brake line and feed it through here, and then slide it through. And that should go in place. Insert this down here, and then line this up and reattach the screws that it came with. On the back of the stem, we have this piece of silicone or rubber, and then you can plug the charger in here, and then you'll take the opposite end and plug it into your outlet. This is the power brick. When it's charging, it's red, and when it's fully charged, I believe it'll turn green. In order to collapse the scooter, you need to pull out this spring pin and then pull this lever that way, and then this whole thing folds downwards. And I noticed that I believe this hook is supposed to latch on, but this piece is shifted further back. So I think I need to use an Allen wrench and loosen that and pull it this way. Let's see if this latches now. All right, it latches now. So I can actually carry the scooter upwards, and in order to delatch it, I might have put it too far. I took some fine tuning using an Allen key to loosen these 2 screws and adjusting this back and forth, but I was finally able to get it to latch, where it latches and I can pull the scooter up, but at the same time I can push this down and then take this off, because the first time I did it I pushed this too far ahead, and then I was able to latch it, but I wasn't able to get it back off, and I actually had to loosen these bolts down here in order to get this piece of trim loose to get this back off the hook. So showing that again, we would pull this out, pull this down, this latches, and then I can carry the scooter up, and then when I want to unhook it, I would push this down, this comes up, and then this just snaps in place, and you can put the kickstand back down. This is the handlebar. We have the grips on the left and right side. We have the bell, we have the rear brake lever, and then we have the throttle. And let's take this film off. The power button is down here. We'll press it for 1 second to turn it on, and then we can see the speed and the battery level. The throttle does not work until you actually start moving. So let me push the front wheel, and then I'm able to go to 15.5 miles per hour. When the scooter is on, if I push this once, it turns on the headlight. If I push it again, it turns it off. If I push the power button 3 times, it changes from miles per hour to kilometers per hour. So now I see kilometers per hour. I'll change it back to miles per hour. In order to use cruise control, you'll press and hold this for 10 seconds at a given speed, and then it'll stay on. And then you can either, I believe, hit this again or push the brake lever and it'll turn off. And in order to turn the entire unit off, you'll press and hold this for 5 seconds and it turns off. And that's pretty much all the functions that it has. It doesn't have any gears. It doesn't have any LEDs underneath the board. It doesn't have a rear LED light when you're braking either. It just goes and stops, and it has the headlight. Here we are test riding the Gotrax GXL V2, and I'm just going to get to it. We have to kick off to go at least 3 miles per hour, and then we can pull the thumb throttle down. So right now we've already hit 15.5 miles per hour. Let's try that again. So we'll come to a stop. Just kick off. It's already at 4, 7, 10, 12, 15. We maxed out at 15.5 miles per hour. So it reaches that speed fairly quickly, and aside from that, there's not much else to it. Just stops and goes. It only comes with 1 gear, so you can only go to 15 miles per hour, and that's it. You can't set it to 10 or anything less. There's no app available, at least that I'm aware of. Just turn it on, go, and stop. So it's pretty simple. First thing I noticed is that it's fairly loud. I don't know if you can hear it, but let me try to bring the mic closer to the motor. This is a semi-steep hill, and I would say it's about like 10% grade. It went down from 15 to 12 miles per hour. From a stop, felt like it struggled a little bit, but now it's picking up on the flat. In terms of the brakes, they seem decent. Out of the box, it seems like the brakes need a little bit of adjusting. So look at this play on the brake lever. Like, I'm pulling it this much and it wasn't really engaging. So let me go down this hill and test the brakes a little bit. See if I can come to a complete stop. And it did lock up and skid, which is good. And let's see how it takes this hill. It's going to 11 miles per hour, 10 miles per hour. Seems to be struggling a little bit. Then again, it's a relatively cheap scooter. It's a 250 watt front hub motor. Another thing I did notice is that the handlebar stem, there's quite a bit of play. So if I can like push this back and forth, and it feels somewhat unstable, but based on the speed, the max speed that I'm able to achieve, 15 miles per hour, it feels relatively safe. If I were able to go like 19 or 25 miles per hour, then it might feel a little unstable. When you're braking, you feel that stem going forward. So there may be a way of adjusting that. Overall, this is a relatively decent scooter. It's affordable. It's priced on the lower end, around $350, and it goes and it stops, which is pretty much all you can really ask for this price range. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of torque, maybe in the beginning, but once you get towards 15 miles per hour, then there's not much else there. It gets there relatively quick. I don't know how long that took, but it felt like it was 3 or 4 seconds to get to 15 miles per hour. And then once you're there, it's just relatively stable coasting. And yeah, there's not a lot of features. There's no app that I'm aware of. It's just a power button to turn on and off. You can change from kilometers to miles and vice versa. Has a brake that is decent. Out of the box, there is a bit of play, so I would suggest that you adjust that from the rear brake caliper side by turning a screw. There is a bell, there's a kickstand. Yeah, it's just a pretty basic scooter for a relatively inexpensive price, so I don't really have any complaints with it. And it's also lightweight. I don't remember the weight exactly, but I'll post it on the screen. I think it was like 27 pounds. It was something relatively light compared to the other scooters available. There's no shock, but it's taking these bumps relatively well. So I think if you're looking for an inexpensive scooter that can just go and stop, you don't really care about any bells and whistles, then you can check this one out. So that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for watching. If you found this video helpful, please feel free to like this video. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. And if you want to see more videos like this, please feel free to subscribe. So thank you again for watching, and take care. God bless.